Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today we're unboxing Yamaha's RX-A760, one of the AVENTAGE home theatre amplifiers. It's sort of the entry level of their range, but it's very well appointed, and it's also part of Yamaha's new MusicCast platform. Okay, so Yamaha's packaging is relatively understated. It's brown with black writing on it. The boxes now feature an elaborate array of the explanations of inputs and outputs and licenses for iPad 2 and iPad mini and MusicCast, all sorts of things all over the packaging nowadays. It's worth noting Spotify support, Pandora, Napster and other things, along with the fact that it's actually a Zone 2 amplifier. Model and basic information are on all four edges, along with serial number on one end. The boxes are sealed with a simple packing tape and very straightforward for us to open. Okay. So, looking in this, you'll see a couple of things. Firstly, this is a piece of advertising material about the rest of Yamaha's MusicCast range, some of the basic information. We've got an accessory pack. In it is the manual on a CD-ROM, a warranty card, some basic information, and the FM and AM areas. In there we've got Yamaha's Y-Power setup microphone, IEC New Zealand power cord, and the product's remote control. With the elaborate app that Yamaha now provide, the remote controls have become perhaps a little bit more basic than other generations, but this is still a easy to use, fully functional remote. Moving the two pieces of polystyrene is relatively straightforward as we start sort of just drilling down a little bit into the box and the packaging. The product itself is now easy to remove, and we can get rid of the box. So, like many home theatre amplifiers from Yamaha, it is covered with a layer of what I call bubble paper. It's one of those sort of synthetic protective materials that's very soft but hard wearing. Removing it's very easy. We start to look at the product for the first time. The unit is simple, relatively elegant in its physical layout. It's pretty easy to see how to operate the product without really reading too much of the user manual. Looking across the front of the display, we have the main front power button. Underneath is the input selection dial. Beside that is the headphone socket. Going along the row on the bottom, we've got the mic input. This is for the Y-Power mic setup only. It's not for a karaoke function or other generic mics. It's specifically for the theatre amplifiers setup. We've got tone control button, program left and right for Yamaha's DSP or digital sound processing. We've got a straight and effect button which effectively turns off the processing of sound, leaving you with a more stereo-like audio setting, closer I guess to its original recording. Front inputs, both an HDMI and USB. The front USB is a 1 amp 5 volt, so it will effectively charge and support iPads and iPad minis, for example, as well. In the row of buttons above that, we've got Yamaha's 4 preset sort of menu allowance sort of buttons. These things are a global preset across all functions of the amplifier. They come pre-labelled with DVD, CD, TV, network and radio inputs. These are the most popular, but they can be allocated to anything. Many of the better home theatre amplifiers also have scene functions in the remote control or iPad app, allowing you to program other options as well. In the top row of buttons, this relates to Zone 2 control, so you'll see Zone Control button and turning on and off of Zone Control. Information relating to Wi-Fi setup, memory and preset functions associated with AM FM radio, and of course skipping forward and back of those presets. Top right hand corner we have the pure direct button, which shuts down many of the extraneous functions of the Yamaha amplifier, and below that the big volume knob. Okay. I'm going to tilt this forward for a moment because the amplifier is also very well ventilated. It's got a large power supply off to one side, and then the main amplification stage sits across the front, away from some of the components that may be affected by the electromagnetic field or other things associated along those things. Spinning it around, this amplifier, being more junior in the range, isn't very deep, it isn't very tall, isn't very heavy, but it's heavy enough for something in its class. And you can see it's relatively compact. At the back, you can see how beautifully well appointed this model is for its price, and why it's such good value here in New Zealand. It features 5 rear HDMI inputs, 1 HDMI out. It's got a couple of control and trigger options for both IR and 12 volt, a series of optical and digital inputs and outputs, a dedicated phono preamp, component video ins, monitor out for component video, an AM/FM radio, and a couple of analog inputs and outputs. It will run outputs to up to 2 subwoofers and has binding posts for all of its 7 channels of amplification. Across the middle is the LAN or network input and the Wi-Fi input as well. Across the other side, all the way, is the IEC socket for power. So there we go, this excellent, very, very well appointed, very, very good value home theatre amplifier from Yamaha, the RX-A760. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.